Hello, I am Jill Scharfman, and this is a mini episode of Let My People Eat, where I share a personal story, a parable, a bit of Jewish history from which we can all learn something. The 30th of Shevat is celebrated by the descendants of Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman Heller as a day of thanksgiving for his liberation and restoration after his imprisonment in Vienna in 1629. Now, I am a direct descendant of Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman Heller, otherwise known as the Tosfos Yom Tov. My mother's maiden name actually is Heller. And here's a fun fact. Ralph Lauren, or Ralph Lifshitz, is also a direct descendant of Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman Heller. Now, he was one of the most important rabbinical figures of the early 17th century, known as the Tosfos Yom Tov after his commentary on the Mishnah by that name. He also authored important commentaries on the Rosh and other rabbinical works. A disciple of the famed Maharal of Prague, Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman was appointed at the tender age of 18 to serve as a dayan, or rabbinical judge in that city. He subsequently filled a number of prestigious rabbinical positions, including Rabbi of Nikolsburg and of Vienna. In 1627, he was recalled to Prague to serve as the city's chief rabbi. That position earned him powerful enemies, and when he refused to follow the dictates of Prague's rich and influential citizens and strove to relieve the burden imposed on the poor by the suffocating crown taxes imposed on the Jews, his enemies informed on him to the government, falsely accusing him of treason. In 1629, Rabbi Lippman was arrested, tried, and sentenced to death. The Jewish communities of Bohemia succeeded in having the sentence commuted and reduced to a heavy fine, and they raised the funds for the payment of the first installment that secured his release. However, his enemies obtained an imperial decision that he could not officiate as a rabbi in any town. This left him homeless and destitute. It took many years for him to be free of that fine and restored to his former position. It was only in the winter of 1644, when he settled in Krakow after being appointed chief rabbi of the city, that he felt that he could celebrate his release and restoration. The 30th of Shevat, or the first day of Rosh Chodesh Adar, the day that Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman assumed the rabbinate of Krakow, was celebrated by him and his family as a day of thanksgiving to God. Rabbi Yom Tov Lippman asked that future generations continue to mark that date, and the custom is upheld by his descendants to this day, which is something that my family and I always do. I am Jill Scharfman, and I hope this makes your day a little more satisfying.